This is not a concept image. This is not a future plan. After many years of research, a laser weapon system is now reported to be operational. Israel's Iron Beam is the first known to be deployed as operational laser system, which reportedly is designed to intercept rockets, mortars, and drones. Israel had a reason to rush. For years, laser weapons were described as too expensive, too complex, and too unreliable. Maybe for Israel's unique situation and finance calculation forced them to speed up or accept laser weapon as it is. Whatever the reason is, laser weapons have now entered operational military service. Now it is time for us to talk shortly on development, cost, and limitations of laser as a weapon systems. Israel faces consequential problems. Large numbers of various range of rockets and drone threats, which are cheap to build and easy to launch, may come from everywhere. Missiles that are used to intercept are effective, but also expensive. Using them repeatedly creates a financial imbalance between two sides. Laser weapons change this equation. Once deployed, a laser can engage targets at the speed of light and with extremely low cost per shot. Additionally, relieves the burden of ammunition supply from soldiers in the heat of battle. However, these does not make laser systems low cost, but perceived threat environment may make them economically useful. How did it begin? Military laser research began decades ago. During the Cold War, lasers were tested for missile defense and space warfare. Those systems worked in laboratories, but they were too large and complex. The real breakthrough came in the last 15 years. Solid-state and fiber lasers became powerful, efficient, and compact enough to be installed on ships, vehicles, and fixed defense sites. This shift made laser weapons practical for limited military roles. There are other prominent nations which are active in laser production. United States leads the way. LAWS, a 30-kilowatt system deployed on a naval vessel as an operational test purposes. Then, approximately 60 kilowatts Lockheed Martin's Helios delivered to U.S. Navy destroyers. Raytheon and Cord produced vehicle-mounted SHORAD Guardian lasers in the 50-kilowatt class, also delivered as prototypes. In budgetary terms, the U.S. has spent several $billion over 2 decades across multiple laser weapon programs. Annual allocations theoretically range in the hundreds of millions of dollars. The United Kingdom developed the Dragonfire laser system. Dragonfire is designed mainly for naval air defense, especially against drones and small aerial threats. The UK government publicly confirmed that around £100 million invested in development, followed by a £316 million contract to deliver laser capability to the Royal Navy. Japan is developing a 100-kilowatt class naval laser. A prototype system has been installed on the test ship. The focus is evaluating power generation, cooling, and reliability at sea. Japan openly acknowledges that efficiency and heat management are the main technical challenges. China is one of the most active developers of laser weapons. It has publicly displayed truck-mounted counter-drone lasers, naval laser systems, and export products such as Silent Hunter, reported as a 30-kilowatt class counter-unmanned air systems. China does not publish clear budget figures for these programs. However, repeated public demonstrations and export marketing indicate sustained state-level investment. Other potential users of weaponized laser systems are Germany, with Rheinmetall and MBDA production Naval Hell; South Korea, with Hanwha Block 1; France, with Silos Helma P; Russia declared Peresvet operational in 2018. Turkey announced that successfully tested more than one system ranging from 750 meters to 1,000 meters with Aselsan's Gökberk and Roketsan's Alka. How much does laser development cost? Laser weapons may be cheap to fire but are expensive to develop. Israel alone has committed an approximately $200 million contract for high-power laser systems, followed by a large production expansion deal reported at around 540 to 560 million US dollars. This means Israel has committed well over 700 million USD to move Iron Beam from development into production and deployment. The UK invested hundreds of millions of pounds before installing its first operational systems. The United States has invested billions over time, spread across multiple services and programs. These costs come from power generation systems, cooling infrastructure, sensors and fire control software, system integration with ships and air defense networks. How much does one laser system cost? Exact unit prices are rarely published. However, based on system complexity and known contracts, a vehicle-mounted counter-drone laser system typically costs tens of millions of dollars once fully integrated. A 100-kilowatt class naval or fixed laser system can cost tens to over $100 million per system. Lasers are expensive to buy, but cheap to fire. That is the core economic logic behind them. A 100-kilowatt laser typically requires 300 to 400 kilowatts of electrical power because efficiency is usually 25 to 35%. A 300 to 400 kilowatt diesel generator measures substantially and weighs 4 to 8 tons before military hardening. This is before adding power conditioning units, batteries or capacitors, cooling systems, and the laser modules themselves. A useful way to think about it: 100-kilowatt laser does not sit on a truck by itself. It drags a small power plant behind it. This is why ships and fixed sites are favored. Limitations: why lasers are not a magic solution. Laser weapons have serious limits. First, power and heat. Most input energy becomes heat and must be removed continuously. Second, weather. Fog, rain, dust, smoke, and sea spray reduce effectiveness. Third, time on target. The laser must stay on one point long enough to cause damage. This time depends on the armor of the target. Laser power versus realistic effect. 10 to 20 kilowatts, small drones, 1 kilometer, high success with good tracking. 30 to 50 kilowatts, larger UAVs, 2 to 3 kilometers, medium-high effectiveness. 100 to 150 kilowatts, drones and some rockets, 3 to 5 kilometers, highly conditional. 300 kilowatts plus, harder targets, limited and situational effectiveness. Required energy shortly, joule per square centimeter, changes for every target. Kill probability is never guaranteed. Lasers work best against slow, fragile targets. A simple truth: lasers do not miss, but they can run out of time. Laser weapons change sustainability, not dominance. They allow countries to defend longer against mass drone and rocket attacks without exhausting expensive interceptor stocks. But in a world of cheap drones and mass attacks, they will be a necessary part of modern defense. That's all for today. If you like, do not forget to subscribe and like. Your support will make us better. Your comments are most valuable. Stay safe.